Well, hello everybody. This is Michael from Michael's Lens on Life. Today, this is a short video. I'm going to be uh, putting up the links that I forgot to put up in my podcast for Reality Really, and they're important links. They're people that will speak much more intelligently than I to the interesting phenomena we call reality and consciousness, and they're worth listening to. Each of the podcasts for those interviews run about an hour, maybe a little longer. I think one of them is actually over 2 hours. But they have a lot of information, a lot of content. They are really interesting people. If you like getting into that kind of stuff. So one interview is with Donald Hoffman, who I talk about in the part one Reality Really podcast, and the other one, the other interview, is with Bernardo Kastrup. Both of them are just extraordinarily knowledgeable scientists who have explored the idea of reality and consciousness and awareness deeply. One of them is a cognitive scientist. The other is a artificial intelligence guy, and both of them go deep into physiology and physics, along with their specialties, to take apart and put back together what their sense of reality is. And look, there's a part two to this, of course, which I'll cover more of the theoretical stuff that's out there. But the point is, it's theoretical. There are no laws regarding reality. And you pretty much can decide how you or what you think about it is, how it impacts you or how you impact it, or both together. So there's no shoulds, oughts, and musts when it comes to the reality piece. Neurologists, many of them, kind of look at it from the materialist standpoint that says everything is brain, and then there's dualists and parapsychologists, or it's not what they call it. It's para something. I don't know what the hell it is, but the panpsychism is what they call it, and that accounts for consciousness, some part of it at least, being outside of any kind of brain activity. So, and then there's everything in between. So, reality has a lot of interesting ideas that are out there floating around, and have been for the last probably 10,000 years, far back as Greek culture, and those old guys, thought a storm about reality in many different ways. So at any rate, look for those links. They're very interesting. You can dive deep into it, and this particular podcast, which is very short, actually is going to be something that's coming to fruition in the next week or so, called Crazy Mike. And I don't know whether that's M-I-K-E or M-I-C, but it basically allows me to run rampant and crazy and outside the box on a variety of different things, where I don't have to be reined in quite so tightly when I'm doing the regular podcast, which I view as being fun, but more serious oriented, more scripted, bringing more true information to the table. The Crazy Mike podcast will be out there, just me being me, without being tied down to the chair, which could be pretty interesting, might be kind of fun, or it could be embarrassing. It could be embarrassing, yes, it could. So if you are a close relative watching this, that might be one you want to skip, or be prepared during a dinner conversation or something like that to express that your husband, your old man, however you care to refer to me, has gone off the deep end. I'm lost. There's absolutely no point in being, sympathetic or forgiving. He's gone. So we'll see what happens with Crazy Mike, and you might want to try tuning that in a week or so. At any rate, please enjoy the links to the Reality Really podcast, part 1. And, if somewhere along the way in part 1, part 2, or this particular video, please leave me your comments, good or bad. Well, I don't think any of them are really bad. Maybe none of them are any good, but bad, as long as you're polite and courteous when you tell me to jump in it, that's fine. Truth is not always comfortable, but it's important. And I would use whatever you say. I wouldn't take it to heart or wear it on my sleeve. I would take and say, that person has made a point. I've already gotten a couple, and I really appreciate it. So keep those cards and letters coming in. We're just starting up, so long way to go. Thank you so much. From this end, be well and be safe, and catch you on the next one. And please, again, look for Crazy Mike. Bye-bye.